Hello, hello everyone, Kibimino here, and today I'm going to show you how to solve the 3x3 Rubik's Cube. So, you all know the 3x3 Rubik's Cube, we've all been baffled by it, and we've tried solving it before, but just got too hard or just got too lazy to look up a tutorial. So today I'm gonna make you guys have a simpler, easier to learn tutorial, which I hope you guys can understand. So let's start with basic of notation. So notations are the letters in algorithms, cubing algorithms, not math algorithms. Math algorithms and cubing algorithms are different from each other. So basically the notations are R or prime. Anything that's counterclockwise, that is the opposite way. So and then clockwise is normal. So R prime. So how do we know that a letter is a prime? If we see an apostrophe right next to it, that is that is a counterclockwise turn. L prime. D prime. F prime. B prime. U prime. So before we start, you must have a cube. My cube is the RSGM 2020. It's magnetic, turns very well, has a dual adjustment system. If you don't know what that means, it's basically a spring compression system with a screw. That means you can tension both the screw and the spring compression. Has the settings of 9. If you put it on 9, that will reset back to 1. And that's the loosest setting right now. I have it. And then there's corner cutting, which cuts around the corners and makes one layer aligned even though it's not. But don't do that with the middle layer. Yeah. While it is possible with the middle layer, I recommend don't do that. You might cause yourself a pop, but this thing has an anti-pop system. Pop means individual pieces coming out. Anyways, let's scramble this up. There we go. So, yeah, so I'm gonna teach you all my own method, which I learned by myself before I learned any tutorial. So basically, I first build a cross on bottom, so then we have to find an edge. So this edge right here is already in the cross, so that means we move it to the red center over here. So we do a D2. As you see, it's already matched up. And now next we find the next edge, which is here, and there's already a green edge in place, which means we can't take that. We will take that out later. But then once we do this, which is a U prime, we do F, and then another F, but actually only an F, and then you see that the blue edge is in place to go into the blue center. So that means you do this again, then do another F, and then this is just an F2. For this last case over here, we bring it out using an F, then R, U, and then R prime, then an F2. Oh, I forgot to teach you guys the R2. Anyways, and then we do a Z rotation, like this, on the side. So, for experts, they usually do F2L like this. F2L means first 2 layers, so that you don't have to build it up layer, 1 layer, 2 layer, then the last layer. That's just a little slow. So now we move on to F2L. And I know this method is not optimal, but I use it and it works pretty well. So now you pair up edges, and then kind of like that, and then you just insert them into the slots. For example, like this one, we put it here, and then find the edge first. Don't pause, remember, you have to predict where it goes. That's called look ahead. And then once hit there, you grab it, and then insert as fast as you can when you're speed solving. And then here is already one pair that's inserted, and here's the edge. And so before you do it, you have to pause for only 1 centisecond to check if it's correct. If it's not, do this alg, and then actually no, that wasn't an alg, that was just a random move, and then here we go. And then for the last pair, you want to flip it. You want to flip it one last time before going up to that last edge, and then we come to this case, which all I do now is I do a U2, Actually, I'm not really sure if that was a U2. And then I put this up, and then boom. So now we can have 3 cases: a line, a dot, or this. So now we have this, which is an L shape, and time to teach you the first algorithm of this tutorial. So here we go. So if you see a small letter in an algorithm, that means do a wide move. So like this: F wide move, R U R prime U prime, then wide F prime. Okay, this one. So the algorithm I'm about to teach you is in full OLL. OLL means orient last layer. So this algorithm will be in that, and you'll know from me. So here it goes: F prime, R U R prime U prime, and then wide R prime, and then wide, and then normal F, and then R. So that solves OLL, which is the yellow side, which is that. And then here we go to PLL. Now this one will be a little tricky because I don't know many PLL algs. PLL means permute last layer, which is this bar right here. So now we do this algorithm, which I hope you can follow: R U R prime U prime, R F R2 U U, then R prime U prime R U. Now that takes it to this case. This is called the H perm. The perm is for permutation, and basically what you do is M2 U, M2 U2, M2 U, M2. So that should solve your cube, but like I said, there are other cases. So in order for me to get those other cases, I don't want to like solve it again, but I want to just do it. So this is another L case. So if I do another algorithm, there. So this is now a line, so we could ignore the corner, and this is a line. Basically what you do is you do the alg from before, but this time without using front move, without doing a slice move, which means, what do you mean? I mean, without doing a wide F. So F R U R prime U prime, and then a normal F. So this is the, and then there's another OLL case known as the headlights. So you put headlights on the back, and then you do R2 D prime R U2 R prime D R U2, and then an R. And then this case you just do the algorithm I already teach you. So there we go. And then we come to a U perm. U perm is a cycling edge, and again this will be in full PLL. So if you want to learn some full PLL from me, this is it. So I'm guessing this is the UA perm or UB perm. I'm not really sure since I am trying to check. Yeah, I think it's a U perm. I think it's a UA. So basically a permutation has more than just one letter. So that means this could be a UA or UB, because that means there are different types of algorithms. There are different types of algorithms, a total of 21 algorithms for PLL, and then 57 or 58 algorithms for OLL. And I know that might sound crazy, but if you only learn if you learn 2 algs of PLL in a day, and you learn 4 to 6 algs on OLL a day in a month, that you're gonna memorize them in just an entire month. So anyways, let's move on. Then for this one, I think this is UA. So what you do is M2 U prime, U, yeah, this is UA, M U2 M prime U M2. There. And then another case is the dot. So for that, you just do you do the algorithm that tells you how to solve the line, and then that will come to an L. And always make sure that the L is oriented like this, like when you do the move, because if it's not, that's gonna mess up your OLL and possibly mess up your F2L in cross. Now there are other cases of PLL that right now I can show, but I'll show one of them. This is another UA, but the other variant was a UB. So UB basically cycles edges in the opposite direction, a counterclockwise version actually. Figures just Africa. No. Oh gosh. Oh, I messed up my cube. Let me just fix that real quick. Okay, there we go. So basically, this is a UB because it goes counterclockwise, as you can see. Red and doom. So this is a UB, and basically what you do is, so as you know, from UA it goes U, but this time you do opposite, which is U prime. M2, U prime, M, and then they still have the same U2, and then a U prime, then the same M2. So that's how you solve the case. Next, you've already seen the H perm. After that is the Z perm. And remember, the Z perm means permutation. So this is Z perm. What you do is M prime, U, M2, U2, M2, U2, M2, oh gosh, and then this should take, oh gosh, I messed up. Okay, so that if you mess up on the first try, that means you either forgot the algorithm or just didn't execute it wrong. Which I executed wrong, so because I go so fast, I can't recognize the cases. So and then for all the algorithms, I'm gonna put them in the comments below. So that means if you need to go back to an algorithm and you don't know the case, don't worry, that's okay. I'll give you guys the algorithms and the link to a website that can teach you the algorithms if you want to go back to them. So basically, it's called jprom.net. They have some pretty good algorithms. Or if you want, you can go to Cube Skills. And there's a lot of cubing websites that teaches algorithms. So yeah, just try to find one that suits you best. Mine, it suits me with jprom.net. Anyways, let's get back to the tutorial. Basically what you do is an M prime, U2, M prime, U2, then and I messed up again. So in a fast motion, it would look like this. I forgot the alg. Not really. I haven't just really seen it in fast motion. Well, I have done it in fast motion in my life as a cuber. But if you want to get into speed cubing, then I guess this tutorial is for you. For Z perm, I have memorized the alg though, but I just can't execute it right now since I haven't seen it in fast motion, or I've just really forgotten the alg, which if I have, I could just like relearn it. But I'm gonna give you guys a link to algorithms in this tutorial. So for OLL, it will also be at jprom.net. But if you want to try to find other ones, I can give you other websites. Like I know Cube Skills that can teach you OLL and PLL. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video later. Bye.